Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also suffering through the rain. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. That's right. Last week I told you guys the big news. I moved to Portland, Oregon. Not 100% yet. We're like 95%. Moving on December 1st. So still in the RV, still in the studio, but the studio will change. I don't even know what I'm going to do. So sometime in December, like the first, probably second week in December, there'll be a whole new studio set. I'm confused what I want to do. So new scene, new look, new everything. And like I said last week, I was going to do some new stuff on the channel. Also, another big news coming up this weekend. So this Saturday, the 19th, November 19th, I'm going to be in Virginia at Ballahak for Operation Glacio 3. So I will be there. If you guys are anywhere near Ballahak, come out and hang out. I've never played there before. Classic Army's going to be sponsoring the game. I'm going to go out with the Classic Army guys and replaying all day on Saturday. In fact, this is a very, very affordable op. Definitely go ahead and jump on the signups. I think you can sign up at the door too, but go ahead and get ahead on it. And if you guys want to be there, if you're in the area, I would love to come out and hang out with you. I'm going to be at the booth. I'll come out and play a little bit. A lot of people want to ask you what side I'm going to be on. I don't know. I might play both throughout the day. I might mix it up, but I'm definitely thinking like civilian side maybe. Going to mix that up, do the civilian thing just because it's easier for me to pack and get my stuff out there. Oh, wow, so much going on. Oh, and one more thing. Got a bunch of new stuff in the web store. So if you guys remember Call Your Hits, I've got a restock on the Call Your Hits patch. I'm going to go ahead and try to get that in focus for you guys there. So got Call Your Hits has been restocked. I've got a new one. Hello, my name is Addicted to Airsoft. That's another new one I just came out with, fresh in the store. It's going to be a limited edition here. And then I got these little guys, little Ranger Eyes. I kind of snuck them in the store last week, and some of you guys found them. But yeah, these are brand new. You get them in a set. So this is going to be the beginning of custom sets of Ranger Eyes. So this is the black and yellow combo. We're going to be going through pretty much the rainbow of colors for the most part. All the other patches, including my regular logo patch, which is up there, $8 a piece, shipped anywhere worldwide. So free shipping, no matter where you live, I can get them to you for that same price. These guys are $12 for the set. If you guys have been holding out for Airsoftology merch, you've been asking for it. I got it all in for the holidays, so stay tuned. I'm actually pretty happy with how this one turned out too. So these are kind of my new favorites. Anyway, enough of me hawking my wares and talking about what's going on. Let's dive on into what you're really here for, and that's your questions in the Palco Mail Call. Monkey Butter Productions writes, "Hey Jonathan, what's the difference between the gearbox of a $300 versus a $100 gun?" About $200. No, I kid. To be honest, there's a lot, and it depends on the brand. These days, typically what you're going to get between a $100 gun, or I would say low 100s, is a very basic airsoft gun. It's going to have the parts. It's definitely going to be a metal mech box shell, metal gears, typical components, right? Probably a few of the parts internal that in the higher end guns would be metal or going to be plastic in there of sorts, like maybe like the cylinder head, things like that. Definitely probably the piston head will be plastic as well. Those kind of things. Maybe even the spring guide could be plastic. So there's some things in there that are going to be a little less durable. And then of course, you know, there's a lot of other things going on. Typically the gears aren't going to be as strong. I mean, it's nice. Your motor is definitely not going to be anywhere near as nice. So then when you jump up to $300, everything opens up. Most of the time you're going to have full metal, absolutely everything that can be full metal, with a few minor exceptions like the air nozzle and things like that. Then on top of that, probably a really good motor. A lot of companies are moving to neo magnet motors. You look like the ones in the Crytek, the new VFC Avalons. I mean, there's so many great guns out there. You look at even Classic Army, where some of the guns are even sub $300, you get that. And then a MOSFET, which you're seeing in all of G&G's new high-end line, and even in their moderate lines, getting MOSFETs, electronic trigger systems. Classic Army has a MOSFET. Crytek has a MOSFET, all including the VFC line. So everybody's moved to a MOSFET. So for $300, you get all that. There's a ton of difference between a $100 gun and a $300 gun, but don't let that shock you. There's a lot of good stuff in that sweet spot in the middle as well, in that $200 to $240 price point. So if you can't quite get that $300 north price point to get all that, you can kind of pick and choose your features in the middle ground as well. Ross Wilkins writes, "Hey Jonathan, I have a LiPo battery, but a nickel metal hydride charger. Is it okay if I charge it on the nickel metal hydride charger?" This is an easy one, and the answer is absolutely not. The way a LiPo works and how it charges is totally different than how a nickel metal hydride or a nickel cadmium battery charges. So the charger treats it as one battery on a nickel metal hydride and a nickel cadmium. It's one battery, it throws the juice in, it gets to the point, and if you have a smart charger, it'll cut off typically, or if you don't, you kind of do the time math or kind of heat test, and you can take it off and fill it up. The The way a LiPo works is if it's, let's say, a 11-1, you have 3 cells. So each cell has, basically it's an independent battery. And all of those cells have to be charged up evenly. So when you just plug it into a standard charger, it dumps all the juice in, and one might get more full than the other. So then when the other one's trying to catch up, this one overcharges. Or you have one that's undercharged, and over time, it'll fall down to where you don't have battery life, you're killing the cell. And then LiPos, when they do die out, they get puffy, they can actually burst. I'm sure you guys have been following the whole Samsung Galaxy Note 7 issues, and if you guys followed boosted boards having some issues with their batteries too, the LiPos on the new boosted board too. So, absolutely not. Get a smart charger, get a balance charger is what you're looking for your LiPos. They are very affordable now. You can pick them up for like 15, 20 bucks or even less some places. So there's really no excuse, but definitely under no circumstances use a standard charger on a LiPo battery. Infamous Gaming writes, how can you mark a Thunder V so you know it's yours? Is it okay to paint or scratch the core? Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Losing the core of a Thunder V, Thunder B, whatever, basically Thunder B grenades. You guys know them. Every field, or most every field on the planet allows them here, at least in the US they do. Very common, highly used everywhere. So on those, yeah, you can lose a core. You don't care about the shell because it pops. But the core, which is that silver part with the spoon and the pin and all that, is what you've got to collect because that's the expensive part and that's the part that is reusable. So on that, yes, you can spray paint them whatever color. Just make sure it's closed up, like screw it tight, and then do it. You just don't want to get paint up in that tube. So like the silver part, if you screw the cap off where you drop the 12 gram cartridge in, don't get paint down inside of that. So keep the cap on. You can paint it whatever color you want. I've seen that. People write their names on them. You can etch it in the cap. You can etch it on the side. Yeah, absolutely. Go crazy. Have some fun. In fact, a lot of people do the bright color thing. And also even paint the spoon itself so it's easy to find in the field too. So I've seen people do that like bright orange, bright yellow, red, blue, some other color where it's easy to find when you're trying to find it between games on the battlefield. Marty Pino writes, hey Jonathan, I've just started a school airsoft team. We currently have 11 members. I would like to know your thoughts on school airsoft as well as if you'll ever come out to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think the school thing is really neat. I've heard of colleges doing it. I don't know if you're talking about a college or a high school here. So I think that's actually a really cool thing. It'll help people understand what airsoft is, help grow the hobby in your community, and provide a little more competitive nature, but not, airsoft's not incredibly competitive like rankings and structures, unless you're talking about SpeedQB. So yeah, I think it's fantastic that you're actually doing a school. I'd love to see more schools pop this up, especially it provides gun safety, understanding how to keep obviously, you're not gonna bring your airsoft gun in school, but safely handle a weapon or a simulated weapon or a replica weapon, how to manipulate it, how to work together as a team, communicate. There's a lot of team sports concepts in airsoft. And I would love to see like this school versus this school actually have airsoft matches. I think that'd be really neat, especially like SpeedQB and some other things. There's probably a way to do it at least competitively or at least just as an exhibition. So as for that, I think it's awesome. As for Dallas-Fort Worth area, I used to travel there a whole lot and I plan on coming back. I want to try to get there maybe in the springtime. So as it gets a little closer and I can work on a trip, maybe can get a game planned at like D14 or something along those lines. I will keep you guys posted right here, and especially you here on the Monday Show. Well, that is it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one is from a channel I have highlighted quite a few times. I think like 3 or 4 times over the past few years of doing Mondays here. It's called MHS Productions, the name of the channel. And this one is US Navy SWCC, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman. Combatant Craft Crewman. There we go. Got the words out, which it should be SWCCC, but I think Combatant Crew is hyphenated. Anyway, this is pretty much an extended cut of the scenes from Act of Valor. And there are some scenes from Act of Valor in here that you'll notice toward the endish part, but the beginning part is like kind of the lead up to that. So it is pretty much a 5-minute and 37-second outtake of if they put all the cool boat crew action. If you guys don't remember that scene, if you guys haven't seen the movie, definitely watch it. It is an amazing film. The scenes where they bring those boats in and they're doing the hot extract there and they drive the truck in the water and the guys are just mowing people down. This is what US Navy SWCC is. One of their special operations teams, if you guys are familiar with that, basically on the tier of Navy SEALs, and they have a very specialty. In fact, toward the end, with the plane and them bailing out, freaking awesome. That is just too cool that they can do. I mean, that's just mind-boggling that, hey, we need a boat in the ocean. You just fly over in a big cargo thing, just kick it out, and these guys get in it and go and wreck house. So anyway, if you guys want basically a near 6-minute music video of pure machine gun, minigun, 240 Bravo awesomeness, definitely watch this video, and it's on MHS Productions, and they really put out some good stuff, kind of combining a little cinematic and a lot of real-world military videos. So as always, if you guys want to watch it, I'll have a link in the description below so you can check it out. Well guys, that is it for this week. As always, thank you so much for hanging out here with me all day here on a Monday, or whenever you watch this. It could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday, who knows when you watch this. But thank you for hanging out. And guys, if you want to get your question on the show, like all the questions we highlighted today, it's super simple. Put it in the comment section right below this video and vote up your favorites, and I will do my best to get every single one I can on the next show, but be persistent. If you don't get it answered one time, just keep asking it. I do read every single question every week up to that week of the next video. So until next week, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun. Come to Virginia, ball a hack, and have fun with me at the Classic Army game. But no matter what you do, call your freaking heads.